Seeing a lot more of that coming out. Because for visibility purposes, you know, PM 2.5 is what causes our haze, especially the sulfates. The sulfates like water, they absorb some water molecules and then they start reflecting the light, which makes them good for keeping the earth cooler, but it makes it lousy for trying to see Mount Mitchell on a day with too much sulfate in
It
it.
just seems like they'd rather spend about, $250,000 or $1 million on debating the problem and getting the instrumentation through. And the instrumentation already exists. I don't understand.
Well, whenever you have two different sides arguing their own side, they're always criticizing each other back and forth. I sit in a bunch of those meetings, I know how that goes, yes.
Why is the largest urban area Asheville so low?
Good question, I don't know the answer. It's over near Irwin High School, that's where the monitor is.
Might just be where the monitor is.
Well, EPA has citing criteria, everyone has been cited according to criteria, so it meets that criteria.
Not next to the power plant.
It's gotta be where we have electric power. We've often wished we had ways of being able to monitor where there was, but to really do it correctly, you gotta have electrical power, so that's one key consideration, but it's within the city limits.
I have a question, but first I want to mention that I was in HUD and worked with EPA for 30 years, and shorter because EPA isn't that old, or wasn't at that time. But when Reagan Bush came in, they literally took dump trucks of the report on acid rain to the dump, and it was never released. It was in like 82, 3, and it had been vetted by lots of Berkeley labs and EPRI, the electric companies, and all that,
Right.
as something that was very serious. And you just raised something, a question about. So are they actually looking at what acid rain does in terms of, say, whether it's got the carbon, I should say the radioisotope problem variations? Do they know which acids, which qualities of the acid rain affect what? In other words, we're losing hardwoods, we're doing this, that, and the other. So many things are happening because of the amount of carbon or whatever acid.
Well, typically, I mean, and I could be wrong, but, I mean, what I've read on acid rain is it's really sulfuric acid and nitric acid. We're looking once again at the SO2 and the NOx, taking reacting with water, we're getting the sulfuric acid, nitric acid, and that's what's causing problems. So, and especially in the old growth forests, it's the nitric acid. The young growth forests, they love that nitrogen, they suck it right up. And actually, our modeling all showed that, as we get rid of the NOx, new growth forest growth will slow, but old growth forest won't turn to city, so there's a trade-off in that sense, but it's a good thing. So let me keep going here and I'll get out of here. Forecasting, but you can check our forecasts. We do forecast it for valleys and ridgetops for ozone, and we do forecasts for PM 2.5. They're issued every day at 3 o'clock, and you can get them. And I recommend if you want them, you go to our website, get them for the whole state where they fall into those areas that get forecast. So, I don't know. Oh yeah, here you go. There's our, in bigger print. It's fun talking to you. Maybe we'll talk a little more here.
Whatever it was you just did, you should not have done. Thank you.
We don't want a bare screen up there, that's for sure.
You have to relinquish the control.
Yes, gladly.
What you've seen are some of the data, and what I'm going to do is try to put in pictures for you with the question, what air do you want to breathe? And I'm not sure I could have done a better job in the remarks that Jessica made and the remarks that Paul made had I planned it myself. It all kind of dovetails together. There are two primary themes. There's the gas component and aerosol component. aerosols has become a catch-all term. Originally meant water particles that had formed, or water droplets that had basically nucleated around some small particle. But now it's used to include dust and other types of particulates in the atmosphere. Paul has talked, both Jessica and Paul have talked about the various types of them, some of their sources, with more of an emphasis on the gases. I want to talk a little bit more about the aerosols. Now, here we have a picture. It's a city that's in a bowl, surrounded by mountains. You'll want to live there? Probably not. Fortunately, that is not actual. Yet. That's Mexico City. And what you see, it's one of the dirtiest places on earth in terms of its air. And what you're seeing is this white gunk in the atmosphere. And that's a mixture of the sulfates that Paul was talking about, coupled with the aerosols. And that's what's producing this. Now imagine, going back to what Jessica was saying about visibility, etc. Imagine that you had a house right about here. Not a pretty view. So, well, let's see if there's another place we can look at. How about this one? Okay? You heard Paul talking about reaction of you wish. Wait till you hear the answer. Yeah. Well, a lot of China looks like that. Fortunately, not a lot of the U.S. does. But you heard both Jessica and Paul talk about reactions of ozone with various components in the atmosphere, and that automobiles produce a lot of that. It produces what's called smog. This is LA on a hot day. Want to live there? In fact, this happens very quickly. I was at a meeting in Pasadena, and I looked out and I could see the mountains and the dome of City Hall. Gorgeous. Clear, perfect day. I'd gotten up, and it was about 8. I'd gotten up and gotten ready. I was going downstairs to where the meeting rooms were, and I looked out, and from the balcony of the hotel, and there was this just gorgeous view. And I said, I have to take a picture of this, take it home, show my wife. So I took the pictures, came back about 11:30 because I wanted to drop some stuff off before I went to lunch. I looked out, it was completely white. I couldn't see anything. So I took the pictures again. I said, I have to record this. After this was before digital, so I just dated myself, but after I got the film back, the pictures, I'm going through them, showing my wife, and I said, well, this is really a nice picture, but